Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog. It is currently Wednesday, March 25th, and I was just working at the computer making the design for a journal. So a new product type I want to try out is this kind of journal with the PU leather cover, leatherette, whatever you want to call it. It's got an elastic, it's got the ribbon, and it's rectangle, not square like my sketchbooks. And then inside a printed end paper, although I want it across both pages. This is a dot grid journal. I want just regular lined paper because that's been something I haven't done that much of. Like let me show you. I've done this style of notebook where it's just got a cardstock cover. It's got the little squishy coil. I've done that, but I haven't done the more journal style that you see here. So I'm venturing into that, and I've reached out to a manufacturer. I did all the mock-up stuff yesterday, but then today I placed everything in the template because I received the template from them late last night. So I did that, and the files are ready to send off to them, which I will do right away. I just want to show you the files first, because what if I spot something that I need to change? But yeah, that's exciting, something new. And then another new item I would like to do is pens. I wanted to look into this for the stationery collection, and I did look into it, and I didn't end up moving forward with it because what I wanted was a pen where there is a design stamped onto the barrel like this, so the barrel is still clear, and it was ideally going to be like a transparent pink, and then another one, like there were a couple different designs I had done, but like a transparent barrel with a design printed on it. But the minimum order quantity for this was 10,000 because they have to set up a custom stamping thingy, like a mold for it. It's a whole process, and so for like a small cheapy item like that, it's a lot of setup costs. They wanted 10,000 pens, and I was like, no. So it was just not worth it for that style of pen, but I can still get all over print pens. And then another thing I've seen is the pen barrel is pretty plain, but there's a little acrylic charm stuck to the clip of the pen, so we could have a little froggy on there. That would be cute too. So I just want to look into my options today and decide what I'm going with for pens, if anything. This was another pen experiment. This was just through Vistaprint, and this is just a sublimation printed barrel, and it's okay, but the quality's not that great on both the print job and the pen itself. It's very cheapy, and I've been using these because I ordered 100. I sent some in people's orders as freebie items, but I've just been using them at home, and they break right here, right where the white part screws into the bottom piece. The white barrel cracks, and then this pops out, and it won't stay closed anymore. So I'm glad I never went forth with those, but that was one of my past pen attempts. But I want something a little more professional. That's more of a stationary item. A lot of those Vistaprint pens, they're meant to be promotional items to promote your business. And a lot of different pen types only offer printing on one specific spot on the barrel. I want that all over print. So that's one of today's jobs, is to look into that. But first, let me show you my journal mock-up stuff. So this is what I sent to the manufacturer, in case you're curious. I always do a mock-up like this for a product. So yeah, custom journal, hardcover with rounded corners. Size is B5. So this one I'm showing you here, this is an A5. So the one I'm doing would be a little bit bigger than this. The PU leather, full cover printing. So like I took this from the manufacturer's photos, being like, that's the one I want. But also I sent photos of this Fall Guys one as like a full color print example and end paper example. They do the 80 gram paper, 96 sheets. That's kind of like their go-to. So I just stuck with that, and I want the lined paper, and we're doing it with the cover elastic, the bookmark streamer, and the pen elastic. This one doesn't have a pen elastic, and I was kind of torn if I wanted one or not, but ultimately we are going to go with that. Packaging, just clear bag, and then quantity 500. And then I said with DDP shipping to my address. And then the design details, so just kind of a rough idea of the cover. Like this is not following any kind of template. And then me roughly applying that to this image. It actually looks horrible because there's too much of the paper showing. Like this paper, the marker froggy. His name is now Marky. The Marky paper here, it's showing too much of it. And then an inner end paper, like I just quickly threw this together. I want the front end paper to have a spot where you could write on it, like whether you like to date your journals or whatever. And then a back end paper, that's just the pattern. And then I was playing around with different colors for the elastic, just choosing from the manufacturer's colors. Pink is cute, but I think it's too much of a hot pink and doesn't match the pinks on this cover because it's very easy for different pinks to clash. And I also tried green elastic, but ultimately I decided to go with blue. Blue elastic, yellow ribbon. Then I got the actual template, but it's just for the cover. They didn't send me an end paper template. I don't think they have one because I asked for it and they didn't send it, but whatever. I just mocked it up on here and they can apply it accordingly. So here's the cover, and then here's with the bleed removed. Like once they wrap around the fabric, it would be more like that. And then the spine would land about here. And so I made a little covers for it. Like if I go like this, you see just the back of the journal. And if I enable this layer, you see just the front. Then the spine is somewhere in between. So this is what the front would actually look like. There's less of the marquee paper showing here. And I like that because it's more colorful. So that's what the front would look like. It's just such a good artwork for something like this where it looks good on both the front and the back. Like, what are the odds? Like, look at that, looks great too. Ah, I really lucked out on that one. Because when I originally envisioned this, I thought maybe the full artwork would be on the front cover. That's before I even drew the marker. I can't stop saying marquee now. That was before I drew the marker art. Like, I hadn't had it planned out when I first thought of this journal idea. So yeah, I did think the full image would be on the cover, but this works out so much nicer and it'll be a nice wraparound design. And then for the end papers, this would be the back one is just the pattern. And then the front would have this writing space, added a pink stroke to it, and then the Bailey J logo. I was gonna have the logo on this page at the bottom, but because this template is like a little wonky, it's not a proper end paper template, I was like, you know what? Put the logo under this so they can align this sheet and then it'll print fine. Like whatever's on this half doesn't matter how it aligns as long as this is centered on the front. So I've saved off those 3 images, the cover, front end paper, back end paper, and I'm gonna send those to the manufacturer right now. Okay, files are sent. One thing about the journal file is we are losing a lot at the top and bottom of the illustration. And I realized a few days after completing the illustration that I screwed up in terms of my aspect ratio because I filled out the full paper. And I did make sure I have a little bit of a bleed at all edges so that when it's put on products, that's the bit that gets cropped off. But I made it the wrong aspect ratio because I like to do these 5x7 prints. And so I started creating my artwork at a 5x7 ratio. So if you doubled that, that would be 10x14. But this paper is 11x14. So if I go to put this on a print, I'm going to have to crop off some of the image top and bottom. And I'm really mad about that because I was not anticipating having to lose that much of the top and bottom of the illustration. And I don't really want to lose any of the bottom. So I'd have to crop the entire inch off the top, but then the plant is kind of just touching the top. Like, it messes everything up. And then for this journal, I had to do even more of an aggressive crop than that, top and bottom. So now I'm mad. The print is not going to work out. But I think the reason I messed this up is because for gazebo cats, I did go pretty much right to the edge of the paper. But I had a lot of wiggle room on the side here. So I think that's why, because this was my last illustration I did on this size of paper. And so I was like, oh, this was full page. So like, I'll do this one full page. But no, that was wrong. So Forest Cuddles, for example, there's a border all around, but it matches the 5x7 ratio. This is not a 10x14, but it's somewhere in there. So just something to keep in mind for the next one I create. I screwed up. So now the print's not going to show the full thing. But when I upload it to InPrint, I will upload the full thing. InPrint is a third-party service I use for bigger prints because whenever I offer a larger print size, they don't sell well at all. And I took a chance on Squeaky Seamstress because it's like a high detail piece. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to offer an A4 size print, but even though I didn't order that many at that size, I'm still left with so many. They really have not been selling. And other ones I've done in the past also did not sell well. So I'm not doing a big print size for Froggy Chaos, but you can get it through in print. I always have it linked in the video description of my vlogs. And you can get big, like poster size ones too. There are a lot of size options. So we'll have that. But in my shop, I'm just gonna have the little 5x7s. Where did that go? We'll have this size only directly in my shop, and you gotta order from a separate store to get the big ones. Now, before I look into pens, I need to eat. So let's go grab something. I've got some leftovers in the fridge from last night's supper, although it's a pretty small portion. And then I have one of my veggie packs thawing in the fridge. And we're just doing like a fend for yourself kind of supper tonight. So maybe I'll save my veggies for that. And then I'll eat that small leftover portion for lunch. That's the smaller thing. And I'm not that hungry right now. But I could supplement with like yogurt or... do we even have yogurt left? Maybe not. I'll look around, see what we got. I can supplement with something else. We've got bagels. We've got toast. Yeah. I've been getting a little bit back into my Cheese Whiz toast lately because I haven't had it in so long. But in the past couple weeks, I've had it like 3 or 4 times, which is a lot for me. I also think it's because I don't do breakfast that often. I usually just have lunch. And so I usually want more than that and end up eating something else. It was like a pineapple chicken thing. We're short on fresh ingredients right now, so that's all I was able to come up with. We got sausage, pierogies. That's tomorrow's supper. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have a couple slices of Cheese Whiz toast with my leftovers. The little end pieces. New jar, because I finished off the last one the other day. Oh no. Oh no. Yes. Well, it must have lost some weight. Its clothes are a little loose. This is thick, okay? This is not the same as Cheese Whiz in the US, which is more of like a nacho dip. It's a thick spread, commonly put on toast and broccoli. Now wait a damn minute. Best before January 1st, 2025? This isn't even old. I purchased this after that date. Unless I had an older one in the back and I grabbed a newer one by accident. But we usually only have one spare in the pantry. We don't have 2 sitting in there, just 1. Ew, okay, now I'm scared. You know what? I'm not eating this. At first I was thinking it expired this January, but that was last January. If it was this January, I'd still eat it. But you know, it does look a little weird. It's separating from the edges and... What a waste! I can't believe this! Like, how did this even happen? Like, I remember buying some from Costco not that long ago. But maybe we ate the newer jar and accidentally left an older jar in the pantry. And that is made with real cheese. That's why I'm a little sketched out, okay? If it wasn't a cheese product, maybe I would consider eating it. All right, we're doing jam instead. My mom's homemade plum jam. It's so good. This is a bit crispy. I like my Cheese Whiz end pieces nice and crispy like this, but we had to switch to jam. And then this. An odd combo, but it's okay. Gotta do today's cryptic while I eat. It says, baby shower starts by unwrapping mother's presents. Oh, I see it immediately. Well then, I had my notepad ready. Same with yesterday. I didn't write a single thing down yesterday. Because it says starts, so that's a hint to take first letters. And if you do that, it spells a bump. But does that mean baby shower? I can see it meaning baby, but does it mean baby shower? I'm gonna try it. Bump. Yep, that's it. Okay. I'm gonna watch the explanation video because shower feels like an extra word that's unnecessary. Apparently it's an agent noun. So it's not baby shower, it's baby shower. Bump. Now I also have some diamond painting news. No new ones in the works at the moment, but there's the potential for new diamond paintings, okay? When I first started working with the Diamond Art Club, they just reached out to me and I would submit artwork and they would make it into diamond paintings. But they've since moved to a voting system. And ever since they switched to this voting system, I haven't had any new diamond paintings get made. Although I've only submitted once during the voting process. I submitted 3 or 4 illustrations, and none of them got chosen to be turned into diamond paintings. And looking back, I could see why, because the artwork was, it was like Midnight Rain, Tulip Bun, and Little Duckies, I think. Maybe a 4th, I'm not sure. Hold on, I need a flossy. Feels like there's something between my front teeth. That's why I always have flossy sticks laying around, because I'll do that, and I'm like, I'm not throwing that away. I'm going to still use it, and then they sit out on my desk. Saving the environment, one reused flossy stick at a time. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should submit some new artwork soon to Diamond Art Club, because I've made some bigger, fancier illustrations since then. But I don't know if some of my stuff is too detailed, like Squeaky Seamstress, a lot of detail. Gazebo Cats, a lot of detail. Like the cats are so small in that illustration. I feel like if it was a diamond painting, each cat would be like 10 drills or something. So I was a little uncertain, but Diamond Art Club reached out to me the other day saying that they've had requests for a couple illustrations, and it was the brand new Froggy Chaos and Gazebo Cats. And so they asked me to submit those files, so I did. And they also asked if I wanted to submit any others. So I also included Forest Cuddles, Shady Shamrocks, and Squeaky Seamstress. Like I said, don't know about Squeaky Seamstress. They'd have to almost do it like a lineless style for it to work, because it's just so much detail. Oh my god, there's light fluffy snow coming down. Oh! But I submitted those 5. So they're going to go into future voting rounds. I don't know when they're going to pop up. And the way people vote on them is there's a survey that's sent out via email and also via their VIP Facebook group. But you have to be a past customer to have access to these avenues. So if you're not a past Diamond Art Club, I can't speak right now, customer, then you can't vote. Like if you're signed up for their generic email newsletter, I don't know if you get the link or not. If someone knows, do clarify below. Or do they only send that email to existing customers? And what happened last time is I submitted a few different illustrations, but they were all in separate voting rounds, because it gets broken up into multiple rounds. So like round 1 maybe had Tulip Bun or something as the one you could pick. So they're not all going to show up in the same voting pool. I don't know how they're going to get split up, because I did submit 5 this time. Like, will it be spread across 3 voting rounds? So there might be 2 of my illustrations in one round. I don't know. It depends how they decide to split it up. But I guess keep your eye out for those illustrations if you are someone who has access to the voting, because they won't get made unless people vote for them. And I get a lot of requests for diamond painting, but it's kind of out of my control. It's up to Diamond Art Club. Obviously, they're going to make the stuff that's the most popular. But I do think these illustrations have a better chance of being selected compared to what I've submitted in the past. So we'll see. And how are they going to look as diamond paintings? I don't know. That's up to the digitizer to decide, because they have people they employ to turn it into the pixel art. But fingers crossed, it makes it. I would love to have at least 2 new ones, because we haven't had any new ones in years. Big fluffy snow. A little fluffy cake. I feel so hyper today. I think I'm just excited that things are moving along. Might also be cyclical. Products are being made. Diamond paintings maybe are getting made. Things are moving. I don't know. I'm just excited. Like 2025 was a bit of a dud. Well, the second half mainly. In terms of like the shop and getting things made. There was just so much going on with the combination of the Canada post-strike and tariffs at the same time. It was such a big mess that I just ended up not doing a lot of my plans for the second half of last year. And so now I'm doing the things. Yes. Getting this ball rolling. I had some products favorited, and now it just shows like, oh, this product no longer exists. But I don't know what it was. Which product got removed from my favorites list? Like I have so many different pen manufacturers saved. But maybe we're missing some. So this is the style of pen I'm after. But possibly with the rubber comfort grip, which would mean a smaller art area, but comfy. Like this. Oh, this is the clear printing, okay? This is the kind of printing I could not get. Wait, but maybe I can. The Froggies would work so nicely for this clear barrel. This manufacturer is claiming 1,000 minimum for custom, but I'm gonna see about that. They have multiple pen types listed in the listing, so I'm gonna see if they can do this type with a design like this. I haven't refined this at all. This is just the pattern with the edges erased. I wouldn't double up on like this Froggy, for example, but it's just like a quick sample thing being like, can you print something like this on that? And we'll see what they say. Also, I'd like to do 3 pen designs. Not all Froggy, but just like get some other ones made at the same time. But we'll see what they say first. I don't want to spend the time on the designs if they can't do this type of printing. In theory, couldn't this style of pen be done as just a big transparent sticker instead of stamping the artwork onto it? I don't know. Probably doesn't look as good, but it's an option for that style of art. So back to my spreadsheet. Everything with the red header is the stuff I need to order first, and it's all in the works. So I've got this yellow because I'm inquiring with the manufacturers. Green means I have ordered it. And for pens, I'm a little unsure at this point, but I feel like it'd be nice to get in that stationery design if this style of pen works, because that's what I originally wanted for the stationery collection. Stationery colorful is what it would be. And then maybe Halloween cats. I don't know. I've got time to decide, and we'll see what the manufacturer says. Because if I can't do that style of pen, I might change up which designs I'm doing. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, those 3 would still work for the other pen style, but yeah. And then it's like a minimum quantity, 1,000. Now, everything else on my list is made in Canada, except for the sticky notes, which are made in the US, but it's all like made in North America. So there tends to be a quicker turnaround time on those products. That's why those were left for last. And the thing I would probably need to work on next is notepads, because those have about a 3-week production time and then they ship. So that's the next thing. Minoosh! Midna has returned. 2nd day in a row of Squishmallow bed. And the snow is gone. It's nice and sunny. I've been glued to my computer this past week, so I'm gonna step away for a bit. I'm gonna go sign those coloring books, and it would be nice to get a final count on them to update the inventory on the website, because I just listed a random amount. Like, I'd ordered 750 and listed around 650 because I wasn't sure how many B grades I would have. Let me see how many I've got in stock right now. Okay, it says I have 105 in stock. But as I'm signing, I can count what I have and update my inventory number to be accurate. Bee. You're just so cute. Yes, you are. So the first thing I can do is make the open stacks, where I open to the first page and then put the next book on. So I had Christian do this for me when I did the big batch of signing, but today I'm doing it. The very last book I open up, it's got some doo-doo caca in it. Going in the B grade pile. And I'm through them all. Woo! Got my counts for each stack. So that's 170 books plus one I have sitting at my packing station, minus 10 that are reserved for orders currently. That gets us to 161. So I'm going to list 156. That's keeping 5 spares. That should be plenty for between now and when the restock comes in, because those are really just in case like someone's order goes missing. And as of right now, most coloring books have been delivered. There aren't that many orders in the system right now. It's really just to cover my bases, I guess, for the 161 I have left. All right, it is now Monday. I had such a chill weekend. I don't recall the last time I did so much nothing on a weekend. It was great, actually. I did a lot of battling in Pokemon across my various accounts and just chilled, watched some stuff with Christian. Oh, and we watched his dark fantasy movie because that was the theme for this month, is dark fantasy. So his choice was Pan's Labyrinth. And man, I was blindsided by like the entire movie. It was not at all what I thought it was, because I've never seen a trailer, but I've seen images online of like the fawn character and that pasty guy with the eyes in his hands. Like I've seen stuff like that, and I've seen the poster with the weird tree in it. So I thought it was very heavy on the fantasy, but there's actually not that much fantasy in it. There's just like a few moments throughout. Most of it's set in reality. And I had no idea that it was a war drama. Like, it was just so wildly different from what I thought it was going to be, but it was amazing, and we watched it in the Spanish dub. So that was the highlight of the weekend, I guess. Watching a movie that I enjoyed. I did do, like, some house cleaning, and I went and got groceries, so I did some productive house stuff, but I didn't do any business stuff, other than, like, a little bit of manufacturer messaging, but not much. And on the note of manufacturers, things are moving ahead with the journals. I've made my payment and it's all going forward, and I'm so excited. The thing is, on those, I don't think I'm going to have them in time for the shop update. I realized that like a day or two after doing the mock-up. I was like, wait a minute. These are going to have to ship by sea, most likely. I was willing to spend up to $1,500 US on air shipping, but it was going to be more than that, and I just couldn't justify it because I'm only ordering 500 journals, and so it's really increasing the price per journal. So I was like, okay, we'll go with sea shipping. So it's like 15 days of production time and then the shipping. So it's depending on the timeline of everything, what I could do is just have the journals as a pre-order. Like, let's say they arrive 2 weeks after the shop update, then I can pack those orders 2 weeks late. Which is really not that bad because it takes me 2 weeks to pack the orders during a big shop update. So it would just kind of mean your orders package last, but who knows exactly what the timing is going to be, and who knows how long it would sit at port. Like, it kind of varies. And I don't know why I didn't consider that and try to get those journals ordered earlier, because duh. I mean, I couldn't order them that much earlier because I didn't have the art created. But just something to keep in mind for future shop updates if I want to do a little journal like that. Like, we have the B collection coming up later in the year, and so far I've only designed the sketchbook because that I have to order way in advance. It's been ordered for a long time. They're working on it. But the journals, I'll have to make sure I also order decently ahead of time. Really, I should be like that for everything. Order it way in advance, but that means you have to like create it way in advance, but sometimes I'm too busy with a previous shop update, and it's like, like, in an ideal world, by the time I launch a collection, I should have the next one designed, at least artwork created. But there's so much that goes into that collection from before that it's like, I almost have to play catch up, and then it would be a good schedule. So yeah, who knows when this Froggy collection's launching at this point. We're just gonna like wait for things to start coming in and see. We'll base it off of that. And my other plans for this year, like B collection, that's gonna happen. I also wanted to do an advent calendar. I just think that's not gonna happen. There's only so much I can do in a year, and we might have to push that off, because that's something I would also have to start designing like immediately after the Froggy collection, but that's also when I need to get cracking on the B collection. So I don't know. And as for the pens, they're not in the works at all yet. The person I'm in contact with, they were busy for a while because they were at like an outdoor trade show or something, so they weren't inside at the office. and then I just haven't heard from them since, but it has been the weekend. So I just put like a little follow-up message through since it's now Monday, just requesting a template for the pen so I can lay out the artwork, and hopefully we can get the ball rolling on that. But pens are small. Those can go air shipping, so if it takes a little longer to get things rolling on that, that's okay. Now, I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today. I feel so tired and brain foggy, and I don't like standing for very long. I was so confused at first when this was going on, and then I realized I started taking iron supplements yesterday, and it can do this. Now, at the bare minimum, I need to pack orders today, because it's mail pickup day. I haven't even checked how many orders I have. Let me see. I have 13 orders to get out today, so not a crazy amount, but still a nice, good chunk. But I could get those pumped out in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half if I've got to like fold boxes and do other things. But yeah, the next thing I need to do in terms of product design, it would be the planner pads, because I've got the notepads designed. Wait, I didn't show you those. I have the notepads designed. And now I need to design the planner pad to go with, so I can order them all together. And now that I have notepad designs, I'm leaning towards doing 2 different planner pads. I was gonna just pick one design for the planner pads, but I might do 2 and just order a lower quantity of each. So for the notepads, I'll overlay an image. First we have the digital froggies, and it's kind of like art froggies. So we have the froggy with the beret and paintbrush, but also the froggy with the paint splotches on him. Those are kind of the main focus ones, and then I have just the plain froggies with no props in the border, but then we have, I guess we do have props in terms of the paint blobs, but you know what I mean. It's not like a froggy with a bow. It's just the froggy. Oh my god. I'm like losing energy just talking. Okay, that's the first design I made, and then I also wanted to make one with the Froggy Chaos artwork. So this is that one. Just putting the froggies around the border, just squeezing in as many elements as I can from what I had cut out from the illustration. And I love how this looks, because I knew the design was going to be bottom heavy, but I wasn't sure how much would kind of creep up around the sides, if any, or would there just be like a little bit at the top. But it ends up being like a full border with the heavy bottom, and it's just so cute. I love it. So now I'm like, okay, we have to do both as a planner pad. I just feel like we have to. And that would work well in terms of bundles, because there could be like 2 different froggy bundles for the stationery items. There's a froggy in my throat. Although if I'm making bundles with those, I should order a slightly higher quantity, because otherwise they're all going to get used up in the bundles. Because let's say I only do 100 of each bundle, which is pretty low. I would only have 200 pads left, because I was thinking maybe order 300 of each planner pad. But if I'm doing the bundles, I should order more. The planner pads don't sell quite as well as the notepads, so I like to order a smaller quantity of them. But I also have to factor in how many bundles I'd be making. Anyway, let's start with the order packing. Get that done and out of the way, and then I can get started on the planner pads, I suppose. Okay, let's pack Anna's order. I need the froggy and the gallery dogs in black, size large, and then I need one of the zips in extra large. Haha. Darkness. Then Halloween Cats, blank cream. There's a few fuzzies under there. They're just trapped under the plastic, but it's good. Then some art prints. Snow White and Rose Red. Red Riding Hood. She's back here now. She was at the front. I just moved her. It was at the front of this bin. I moved it to the back of that bin. So that's going to throw me off for a little while. Also, Malevolent is no longer at the front of this one. It's at the back of this one. Whee! Ice Fantasy. Beautiful Nightmare. Then the Shady Shamrock sticky note, Witch Hat notepad, and Midnight Rain mouse pad. Wayne is getting a coloring book. Amanda's getting the black zip in medium. Forrest Cuddles pencil pouch. Lunamoth washi. 2 picture pour bookmarks. And the coloring book. This one's going to Tabor. Tabor corn. Now I want corn on the cob. Rachel is getting the Ducky Boxy Tee on light blue. And a Dainty Flower washi. Stationery enamel pin. Stationery brown bookmark. And a Dainty Flower reusable shopping bag, which I also use as a bib. For the last week approximately, we've been terrorized by a flicker. Flickers are woodpeckers, and they're pecking on the house. Could you see him, Christian?
No.
Oh, hi, Kiki.
But I can't see him this time, so I don't know where he is.
We could see him through the upstairs window yesterday, pecking on the roof. Oh, I see him! I see him, I see him. Get out of there, you. Hey! He does not care. Usually I just see the flickers in the grass, chilling. Kiki chirps at them. But lately, they've been going after the house. Christian's going outside to scare him off. Did you throw a snowball at it?
Yep.
Thought I saw a snowball falling.
I hit it right underneath it.
It didn't hit the bird, for the record.
No.
Okay.
No, I hit the house and he was
Just
on
telling the vlog.
Oh, yeah.
But it got close enough to spook him. The second I stopped recording, I hear more pecking. He's back. Christian lobbed another snowball, and he said the bird flew all the way across the pond this time into someone else's yard. Go peck somewhere else. I remember we had a woodpecker in Vancouver, and that was so loud because it was pecking on the wall of the house. It's also an older house. This one's been going after the roof, so it's not as loud, but you just don't want them causing damage to the house. Babe bib in action. Oh, look at that beautiful BB. Oh, look. Oh, look, another beautiful BB. All right, back to packing orders. Ingrid is getting the pastel zip. Okay, I got confused for a second there. This is supposed to be a 4XL, but it is. It's got the wrong sticker, but it's also supposed to be a long sleeve. Not this. It might be long sleeve. I'm gonna have to open it up. Okay, it's not a long sleeve. He made the wrong thing. So he's whipping up the correct one right now. Let's put this back. In the meantime, I'll pack up Lisa's order, which has 62 items. Okay, we've got a notepad, a whole bunch of stickers, both die cut and sticker sheets, some prints here, notebook, washi tape, enamel pin, sticky note, bookmark, sketchbook, coloring book, planner pad and 2 pencil pouches. All right, returning to Ingrid's order. This is what we've got. The prints in here are Space Pirates and Vera. I was starting to package it up before I realized I did not show you. Okay, that took me almost 2 hours to get through everything, which is longer than expected. But we had some decent sized orders in there that took a while. So we have this pile here, and then I have 3 more up here, which don't have shipping labels because it's not letting me print shipping labels. I'm getting this error code here. No services are appropriate for the shipment of the defined parcel. And I've tried like changing values and changing them back, and it's still giving me this error. 2 of these are going to the United States, 1 to France. So it's not like a country specific issue. It's some kind of general issue. So I don't know if it's Canada Post's fault, if it's ShipStation's fault, or something with the integration between the 2. But I can't print labels for these 3. So I'm just gonna wait it out a little bit. Just check back in and see if the error is resolved. I've also been checking my emails because sometimes if there's an issue, ShipStation will send out an error email being like, we know there's an issue, we're looking into it, but I see no such thing. Okay, it is a Canada Post specific error code, but it's just saying that my stuff I'm inputting is wrong, but it's not. So for my planner pads, this is the template I use, and I just put the art in there. The layout of the dates is already entered for me, but I want to do a slightly modified version where we have actual boxes, like rounded corner boxes for each date. Now that might mean the writing space for each day is slightly narrower because we need some gap between the boxes, or I could eliminate the border and just nudge some stuff over. I'm unsure. So here's how the planner pads have been looking with the template. The border can kind of vary, like is it a soft edged border or is it more of a harsh border? This is kind of another soft one, but it has the same date layout, and then it always has an image in the corner like this. And then before that, it was a square planner pad with a similar date layout and image in the corner. And the new one would probably look similar, honestly, but like I said, kind of floating squares behind, like different color square behind each. Not that I'm retiring this, like for future designs I can decide which template to apply. So something like this with the box. I just don't know if the date should be included or not, or if that stays separate. And not either have to shorten the lines so that they stay within the box, or get rid of the lines. That mother effer's back. Okay, here's an updated layout, but it's missing the box that is just empty here where you can write the date if you want, and I'm debating including that or not because I love the look of the dates centered above the boxes. But I could still put something next to it. Is it going to feel too off-center? I was thinking like a froggy head or maybe just like a circle. Froggy for the Froggy collection, of course, not for the generic layout. But I was also thinking, what about the whole date is a froggy head? For this one, I might want the lines inside of it. Otherwise, it feels a little too unstructured. But that would be so cute. Like maybe the Froggy Chaos has the rounded rectangles, and then the digital froggies, the paint froggies, I guess I'm calling it, maybe those could have this. Oh no, I saved, but I swear earlier I did a save as, and I named it Bubble Squares or something, Bubble Boxes. But then I looked up and it's got the old name. I overwrote the old file. And revert is grayed out, so I can't revert. My template is gone. But thankfully I could open like Strawberry Planner Pad, for example, delete the strawberry stuff, and then I've got my template back. Okay, this is cute. For froggy head shape, no check boxes just because they'll fit kind of weird in here, but just the lines. Then the other variant with the rounded rectangles will be check boxes, no lines. I forgot about these lines. They're back. So since the artist frog and the paint splotch frog got used for the notepad, and I plan on using Bow Frog for a sticky note and this guy for a sticky note, let's do the stacked froggies on the planner pad. And if they're the main art element for the corner, it leaves a lot of room in the note section. I have the notepad open so I can reference it for like froggy order and whatnot. By the way, this is gonna get cropped inwards, so it feels like there's a lot of white border on it. That's because this is with the bleed. Also, rainbow lines. Yee! I was torn about what color to make them, then I was like, wait, I can do all the colors, so I'm loving that. I could even do something where each frog head is a different color. Okay, here's where I'm sitting with the design. I just don't know if the frog heads are too big. This is what it would look like cropped, by the way. But I'm trying to maximize your writing space because the shape gives you less space to write in. So I might play around with that, try making the heads a little smaller. Okay, I do like this better. I made the heads just a little bit smaller, so they're not as cramped, especially along the sides, but I kept the lines the exact same size, so that it's just less of a border around the lines. So same amount of writing space as before, but looks more balanced. This is so cute! Okay, here's the other planner pad. Doo-doo-doo. This is with the bleed, and this is with it cropped. Now, is lineless the right call? I don't know. I just think it's fun to do something different for once, because they're all the same. And then I wasn't sure if the edges of the boxes should be feathered, because the edges of the notepad are feathered. But it just didn't look as good. I think because there are so many boxes, I like it like this. And isn't that just so colorful and fun? I love both the designs. The colors on some items were changed. I mean, adjusting levels in general, just because, you know, in the illustration, some froggies are darker than others because they're in shadow, so brightening things up. But the sketchbook I changed to pink because we just need more pink up here. And then what else was there? One star sticker I changed pink. The snail's shell is now pink. And that might actually be it. But just to help the colors be a bit more balanced. Okay, looking at it from afar, I just don't know if I need to adjust the scale here. Because the idea was the big thing in the corner was this, but this is actually kind of small. This is kind of small. Now the books are just feeling big. So maybe I should shrink those down and everything's kind of about the same size instead of having a big corner element. Okay, here's the fixed version. I just felt like the books shouldn't overlap with the box because nothing on this border does. And then, like I said, the corner stuff was not big enough to feel like it was supposed to be that much bigger. Although once it's cropped, we're gonna lose the yellow book, but that's okay. Okay, that's basically the design. I might be going back in and tweaking things here and there, but there it is. So I ended up spending a long time on those planner pads since I built a new template for them. Really two, because of the froggy shapes. But I just think they're so fun, and that's all I'm doing for today. The 3 packages that I couldn't make the labels for, I held off until 4:30 and tried printing the labels again, but it was giving the same error, so those 3 did not go out with today's mail pickup. But I just checked just now, and it's working again, so I'll be able to get those out within the next few days. I think that might be all I have for you for this vlog. It was kind of similar to last week, just like packing some orders and designing some products, but most of it's done now. Like, sure, the pens I'll have to do and sticker sheets. That's really the only things that need designing. Because die cut stickers and art prints, like there's some file prep involved, but that'll be pretty quick. So I'm feeling good. I'm getting things done. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your orders, and I will see you in the next one. That little froggy's still in there. I still have a bit of a residual cough from when I was sick, but it's almost gone. It's almost completely gone. I first started feeling sick on February 16th. That's how long this has dragged out. Anyway, bye.